Episode 4 of The Beauty is so messy, and maybe that messiness is the point, because the show itself mirrors the very thing it's critiquing: a world obsessed with perfection, yet completely incapable of balance. This episode was crazy, and we need to talk about it. What immediately stood out is how heavily this episode centers on Detective Cooper. More than any other character, he becomes our emotional and procedure anchor. And that makes sense. The story needs to close the gap between infection and awareness. Cooper is the first character who actively witnessed the transformation up close, not as a rumor, not as a theory, but as a physical, horrifying reality. We watch him interrogate a witness, trying to piece together how this virus spreads. Who did the girl talk to? Who did she hook up with? Where did it start? The show quietly reframes it as a public health nightmare. And that's what makes it unsettling. The contaminated scenes are especially chilling. They instantly remind me of the military base in the stand, people strapped down in medical bubbles, individuals who haven't committed any crime being restrained by the FBI and authority figures for safety. It's fear masquerading as protocol, control dressed up as care. One of the strongest moments in the episode is the witness recounting what it felt like to be near someone infected. The doubt, the insecurity, the quiet spiral of thoughts like I am not good enough or something is wrong with me. You can see it in their body language, the tightened posture, the darkened eyes, the shallow breathing. These people aren't just scared of dying, they are terrified of becoming something they don't recognize. That fear tips Manny into shock, and shock becomes transformation. What's fascinating is how different Manny's transformation feels. There's no slow, realistic metamorphosis, this time no sense of control. Instead, we witness skin peeling and violent unraveling that feels sudden and uncontrolled. It's raw, it's chaotic, and it suggests that beauty doesn't affect everyone the same way. Emotionally, state matters. Trauma doesn't just influence the transformation, it accelerates it. Then there's the medical scene. Cooper demanding the surgeon to open the door. That moment is pure horror to me because immediately it recalls of the movie Alien Resurrection. That's what it feels like, and that's what it reminds me of, where medical experimentation crosses ethical lines in the name of curiosity and control. And the show makes it clear science here isn't neutral, it's invasive, it's complicated. The assassin remains one of the most intriguing figures. We still don't have a backstory, but his behavior tells us everything. And at this point, he's clearly projected onto Jeremy, treat him like a surrogate son, or maybe the version of himself he never got to be. Their dynamic shifts from mentorship to something far more disturbing. The sex scene caught me off guard, but it isn't about intimacy at all. And the assassin is teaching Jeremy how to control the virus, how not to pass it on. It's about discipline, power, and containment. And that raises a massive question. What happens when Brian finds out Jeremy has been brought into the fold? Now that is going to be interesting because Brian doesn't care. His detachment is striking, especially when he went into the facility and tried the new booster that isn't working for him. And instead of panic, we get indifference. That tells us everything about him. Brian isn't driven by fear or morality, he's driven by outcome and money, and that makes him dangerous. He is willing to put a serum out and give to the masses by watering it down at the same cost rate. I really like to see a deeper backstory for Brian and the assassins, specifically how all of this began. With the series set up to run for 11 episodes, I can't help but wonder whether there's enough room to fully explore the story, especially considering the source material spans 29 comic issues, plus a one-shot special called The Beauty All Good Things that was issued back in 2021. The ending makes it clear that something bigger is coming. Jordan has found her way back home, and that raises an unsettling realization. This virus wasn't publicly discussed. Families didn't know, friends weren't informed. Cooper doesn't even recognize Jordan when she appears, which implies that everyone else who transformed simply disappeared from their former lives. That silence feels intentional. My theory is Cooper is going to struggle when he finally speaks to Jordan because she isn't the same person. physically or emotionally anymore. Time would tell. Okay. I really enjoyed episode 4. I thought that it kind of peeled back a little bit of the layers, especially of Detective Cooper, because he really didn't know what was going on, other than a little bit of pieces here and there, but never finally witnessed or seen for himself about the transformation, like I said earlier, but also getting down into the details. So this is going to be interesting, especially when he talks to Jordan and Jordan tells him everything about what happened that night when she met that man. So I am excited, and I'm not gonna lie, Ryan Murphy got a little bit something going on with this series. Okay, like I said, I have a strong love and hate relationship with that man when it comes to series, but this one is pretty okay. It's not that really bad. So let me know your thoughts on this episode. I love to hear your theories and interpretations about it, and please let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and until then, see you later.